end of the world. I could feel all this death.
Jean, it was just a dream.
What's up guys, it's Sean with CINECHEW.com, and in today's video I wanted to talk about the strong possibility of us seeing Jean Grey collide with the Phoenix Force in the new X-Men Apocalypse film. And just something to keep in mind, this video will contain spoilers for those who haven't seen X-Men 2, The Last Stand, or Days of Future Past. So if you haven't seen those films, I'd recommend adding this video to your favorites list and coming back when you're ready. So for those of you who don't know what the Phoenix Force is, it's basically this god-type cosmic entity which bonds with Jean Grey and gives her these godlike abilities. But although she unlocks those abilities, Jean Grey starts to become possessed by the Phoenix Force, resulting in the loss of her identity, genocide for an entire race, and having to fight her friends. This story was actually sort of explored in X-Men 2 and X-Men The Last Stand, but to be honest, those two films only drew bits and pieces of the story, and were loosely based on the actual comic canon. And since Wolverine changed events in Days of Future Past, we now get to explore a brand new alternate timeline. And since this film takes place in their younger years, it's one where we get to see Professor Xavier actually take in Jean and place those psychic blocks in her head. So in the trailer, we see it open up with an out-of-focus silhouette entering the Cerebro chamber at the Xavier mansion. And although at first it was unclear whose silhouette it was, Bryan Singer did confirm with Empire magazine that it was Jean Grey, but he didn't want to go into any specifics as to what she was up to. That scene is eventually followed up with Jean waking up from a vision and telling the professor, "I saw the end of the world. I could feel all this death." Singer went on to say that in that scene, it's an intense psychic moment between the two of them. He said it's all about their potential. Jean has a special connection with Xavier. She has a special connection with the psychic world, and she has enormous untapped power that's growing. That brings us back to the scene where Jean enters the chamber. She probably went in because it seems that Xavier falls to Apocalypse, as can be seen in the trailer. But with the chamber amplifying her power, it probably opens up the door for the Phoenix to step in. Now, there are two theories that I have at this point. The first one is that we see Jean harness the powers of the Dark Phoenix, and being that it gives her godlike abilities, she becomes the only one who's able to stop Apocalypse. After all, since the Phoenix gives her godlike powers and Apocalypse is basically a god, it seems that it would be actually sort of a fair fight. The second theory is that after she discovers a way to defeat Apocalypse, the Phoenix somehow enters her, but we won't actually see it until the upcoming films. Possibly some that dive into the conflict within Jean's split identity. Alright guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, you can check out our other video where we speculate on the origins of Rey, or you can subscribe to see our upcoming videos. Until then, I'm Sean with CINECHEW.com, and I'll see you next time.